G'day and welcome, my name is DK from DK Plays TV on Twitch and DK Plays on YouTube. I hope that you're having a fantastic day no matter where you are in the world. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We've been working on this building for a little while. We've been working on the bee farm. We've been getting things going, but I'm going to take a break from doing this at the moment because I have discovered over in that direction an ocean monument and I need sea lanterns. So we're going to go over there and we're going to tear down the ocean monument. Now, on a stream on Twitch a couple of days ago, we went and defeated the ocean monument, killed the elder guardians, of which there were only 2, not 3, which was a bit strange, but however. And we've also had a couple of other strange issues while we've been over building this farm. So, well, tearing down the ocean monument and getting things organized to build the farm. So I'll meet you over there and I'll explain it all. Okay, so here's where we're at, right? So I done some calculations and I know that the last time I done a ocean monument, it took about 9 hours to gather up the sand because you need 54 shulker boxes of sand if you're not using sponges, right? And then you need to repair your tools as you go. You need to transport all that sand over here. You need to stack it all up, and then you need to spread it out in the 64 by 64 square box, going down to level 40 from level 63, which is 23 levels, which takes about 12 hours to do if you do it by hand, doing the whole thing after you've taken out the monument, which takes time as well. And then you've got to get down and take all the sand out. Now, I know you can use the torch trick under the sand to get all the sand out, but then you got to collect all the sand up, you got to put it back in shulker boxes, you got to transport it out of the hole, all that good stuff. Then you got to smelt the sand down to make the perimeter around the outside, which you probably do before you put the sand in. So that takes more sand and it also takes more time. Now, I have put dispensers with lava buckets in each of the dispensers, and I've made this grid above the top here. And to do each layer, so at the moment we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. I would have had a video from the start when I was building this, but if you watch any of my videos you'll know that I have a pet parrot and he likes to get up to mischief, and because I wasn't paying attention to him, he actually came down, sat on my mouse and stopped the recording. So I don't have a recording of me filling in the walls and setting up the grid and doing the first few layers. So it is what it is. I can't go back and rewind it. So it takes about a Minecraft day to mine all of this out, even with the haste 2 beacons, 1 on each corner, and an efficiency 5 silk touch unbreaking 3 pickaxe. It still takes about a Minecraft day to mine this whole thing out. Now, I have tried, as you can see, I've tried using the moss and bone mealing the whole thing, but it takes around about the same time, and there's no real comparison between mining it with a pickaxe and mining it, because by the time you go through and bone meal everything and then come through with your hoe and hoe everything, it still takes around about the same time as it does to do it with a pickaxe. So I'm doing it with a pickaxe. I have also set up myself a little mending station over here. So instead of having to go back and wait for things to spawn in the spawner to mend my pickaxe, as you can see here, I just step on this pressure plate. There we go. And I'm just putting that in front so that no mobs can stand on it and waste all my Where did that block go? Oh, up there. I don't know where that went. I wanted to have a look inside of there and see what's left. So we still got a fair bit left. Yeah, so this is what I've been doing. And now, this grid is not perfect. There's a couple of holes that it misses, and I've just dropped sand down those holes down to the bottom. There's still a few more holes around this edge, as you can see here. We have quite a few V-shaped misses where I've missed with the lava, but that's okay because I'm picking up enough stone. If I could speak, I'm picking up enough stone as I mine this out to fill the holes in for the next layer. So let me mine this one out, and then I'll bring you back in when I do the lava in the next run. Okay, so I've cleared out this level. Now you can see I've got a wall in on two sides here, and that's because I've done this. I started doing this section first, and I was going to just do the one section at a time. And then I thought, well, that just is going to be too slow. So let's click this button. All our lava pops down. Poor old drown's going to get nobbled here in a second. If he's not careful. Oh, I think he moved. He might have died. Just takes a moment for the lava to drop down. And there it is. It's all down, so we can unclick it, and it'll take a minute or so, or a couple of seconds for it to dissipate. There it goes. We can pop down, watch it all disappear, and you can see now where the places that I've missed with dispensers, mainly around the edges, but there's a couple in the center over here that are just V-shaped. So it's not that big a deal. Alright, so as you can see, we're down on the first solid level of the ocean monument right here, which is fantastic, and we have come down in a total of, it looks like 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've come down 7 blocks. It's been roughly around somewhere between 2.5 and 3 hours to get to this stage, and we're on level 56 and we got to get down to level 14, so we've got another twice as much as this again. Okay, we're standing on level 63, and if we run all the way down here, we are now down to level 50, so we're 10 levels away from the bottom. This clip, the time between this clip and the last clip was approximately 2 hours. The only issue I'm having now is it is taking a slight bit longer to mine out the whole floor now, because when I mine over in this area here, for some reason the Guardians tend to want to congregate in this area. You can hear them. They're congregating in this area here until I open it up, and then they start swimming down this way a bit more. But they are intense, and they attack. So I'm having to back off from mining so the lasers don't get me, and then come back in and mine a bit more. And I might get half a length done before they target me again. So this area over here is taking a little bit longer to mine out than the rest of it. Once I get to around about here, then I'm out of their reach and they can't target me anymore, and then the rest flies by. So we're down now on top of the conduit, which is here, and we've got one more layer to go before we hit the top of the last part of the structure. So once I take this layer out, that's you know, if you've ever seen a ocean monument, you'll know that these are on top of the last layer of the sides, on both sides, and I've already taken all of them out on that side when I defeated the Elder Guardians. This side was full of laser sharks, so I couldn't come in and do it on this side. Now The time between the last clip and this clip has been 2 days in real life, but it's been about 2 hours in actual gameplay. In bedrock, on the third layer down from the water edge is where Guardians are supposed to be able to spawn. But they've been spawning down here because I've been getting them inside the monument, and I'm getting a lot of them in this area. Now, the rest of the monument, they're not spawning at all, but in this side, this corner, they're spawning for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if something has changed. But we're just about down. We got 5 layers to go to get to the floor. And we're probably going to have to go 2 or 3 layers below the floor and then come back up and put the floor back in. Alright, we are finally down on the floor level. Now, we do have to go down a couple of levels below this because there is still water under here somewhere. But we're 2 levels below the floor original level of 40, so we're down to level 38. The water is actually sitting on 37. So we are going to press the button for the second last time. So we press it once, drop it in, and then we're going to press it again to turn it back off once it all solidifies down there. And then we're going to fill it all back in again. Well, the 2 layers, and then we're going to put the floor back in. And then we're going to come up to the top, go down 4 levels, and put a whole floor in, and then we shall start making the farm. So all up, this has taken 11.5 hours, thereabouts, right, give or take 10 or 15 minutes, because I've had breaks and I've had 2 days where I wasn't on, being able to play, that is, and that's not including going away and repairing my 3 pickaxes. So there was that as well. Now I don't have an ender. I've only got a tiny little mob spawner. So that takes a little while to fill up with mobs in order to... Oh, I've just broken the button, haven't I? Well, that was clever. What can I throw away? Coal. Right, now the other thing that you've got to understand about this is that every time I drain out an ocean monument, it's always on a slime farm. It's always on a slime chunk. Now we've already got a slime farm, so we don't need to make a new slime farm out here, because we have enough slime to do us for a lifetime. If we ever need slime, we've got it, and we can AFK for it. So I'm not going to bother making a slime farm out here, but just if you ever need a slime farm and you plan on doing an ocean monument or a guardian farm, then realize that the floor is at level 40, and as soon as you take that floor out, you'll start getting slimes to spawn straight away. Probably about 30 seconds after all this lava disappears, you'll start to see slimes appear down here. So we're going to wait for it to disappear. We're going to go down, fill in those last little bits of water that the lava doesn't get, and then we are going to put a solid 2 layers of blocks back in, and then we're going to put a floor on, and then we're going to be laughing. Now the floor is just going to be temporary for the moment. It's just going to serve as a floor surface, mainly because I don't have what are the lights called? Sea lanterns. I don't have sea lanterns to make. See, there you go, straight away we've got slime. Look, before the lava even disappears, we've got a big, that big slime just despawned, which is probably good. And then we've got this medium-sized slime down here. Now, if you're going to do this, my suggestion to you will be to break the slime down into the smallest version and then just leave them alone. They will follow you around the whole area, But they won't do you any damage, where the medium and the small ones will. They'll attack you all the time. The little fellas just bounce off you. As we'll see here, I'll just do that, erase down, and then just leave them alone. So something bizarre is happening, and I'm not sure whether it's a mechanic change or whether it's just some weird anomaly. I have been building Guardian farms, and I've been using the Silent Whisper and Foxy No-Tail version, which is up the top there. You build, there's 25 specific spots that Guardians can spawn on. When I was digging this out, I was finding that I was getting a lot of Guardians spawning in on this east wall. Well, I decided to test and see if I was just imagining it, or whether, you know, because there was water under the floor, maybe they were hiding under the floor and then they were coming out this way because I was here in the area. But turns out, no, they are spawning along this wall. Now, funny thing is they actually spawn along here, they spawn along that side, and they spawn along that side. And then I decided I would try here in the center. And sure enough, they spawn in that center block in there, that center caged off area with glass. And then I thought, well, will they actually spawn on soul sand? Because if they do, then I could build the Java farm in here, like Iskal 85's Java farm in here with soul sand, and have them get pushed up to the middle and back down again, and where we can kill them. I thought this was impossible because a couple of years ago, oh well, no, it wasn't actually a couple of years ago, right? Because I only started my YouTube channel a year ago, next Thursday week. Right, so today is the 11th of May. I started my channel on the 19th of May. And a couple of months after starting it, I'd done a Guardian farm. And I built Iskal's farm. And it didn't work because I'm in bedrock. Because this is the Xbox One. But let's see what happens when I move away from this area where there is water with soul sand underneath it. Well, there's one Guardian. And there's more Guardians now have spawned in. Something either has changed in the mechanics of Guardians spawning on bedrock, or I've just got a weird seed. Because every other time I've tried to build a farm, I have to build the one that Foxy No-Tail done all the hard yards and working out where the spots were, and then Silent Whisper came along and made the farm from that. And the farm sends the Guardians into the nether or down shoots into burning lava, and you collect them in hoppers. But this now changes everything. Well, at least it does for me. Okay, so we're going to start working on the Guardian farm. So these 4 blocks here are the center of the farm, and I've done that. I know that because I've come from that corner and I've gone out just past halfway. And then I've come from that corner, and I've come out, and where they meet is the 4 central blocks. So let me take the rest of this glass away, and then I'll be back. Okay, so we've got a 4x4, 2x2 on the inside. Right here, this is going to be our drop chute. Eventually it's going to go down. And then right beside it, 2 blocks over, so on the 3rd block out from the edge of this one, we've got a 12 that way by 9 that way, and we'll do the one on this side on camera. 1, 2, so that block there, and then 2, 3, 4, so that gets it in line with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that should line back up just nicely. It does indeed. Alright, so I'll bring you back in when I have the next stage done. Okay, so I have built up one half of the farm and have the drop section in over here. It goes down quite a way. It goes down 34 blocks, so they would be a one-hit kill when they get to the bottom. Now, oh, we have a Guardian out here. What's the Guardian doing out here? Oh, I see why the Guardian's out here. How did that happen? I know how that happened. Enderman. Enderman. Right, so that would have been an Enderman has taken a block of sand and caused water to fall in, creating a water source for which the Guardians can spawn. Which is not good. It means that we have to replace this sand wall with something that he won't rob. Because it'll just keep happening. So down we go. So as I was saying, I built up one half of the farm because I'm getting spawns on the ground here, which that was pretty evident, that little thing over there. And I did have a thing blocked out here, and I did test it, and they were spawning in here. But since I put this in, down this tunnel, we have had a grand total of 0 drops because we have 0 Guardians. Now, while I was down here, I found this while I was digging out this, so this is fantastic because I can make a geode farm. That will be fantastic. However, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tear this down again. I'm going to have to tear this down and I'm going to have to move it over to the wall. Which means a lot of work because they're all water source blocks, so now I'm going to have to fill all that back in. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, but that was the experiment. The experiment was to see if we made the farm, would it work? And the answer is no. So I think we'll make a farm along this edge here. And it does mean taking out all this sand, which is good anyway because I need glass to make. That took a lot of glass, believe it or not. And we'll have to take all the sand out. We'll have to take all the sand out all the way around because we can't be having Enderman robbing our sand and dropping water in and having Guardians spawn where they shouldn't be spawning. So a little bit of time wasted, but at the end of the day, the experiment failed, and sometimes in Minecraft you've got to fail in order to succeed. So I'm going to start taking this out, and I will be back when I have progress on the next stage. Okay, so proof of concept, right? So I've got one water source here, 8 long, and it's flowing down to this packed ice with glow lichen on top of it, onto the soul sand, which bubbles them up, and then a 1 wide gap flowing 8 down into lava on top of hoppers. Now, this is just a proof of concept. This is not the final product of the farm. And if I now run over, you can see they're already starting to spawn, but I could stand in the center here. And they can't fight against the flow of the current for long because it's 1 high, so they can't bounce, they can't jump. So although he's stuck there for a second, look, not that long before he drops in. But if it was a 1 wide, 1 block, and then a drop, he wouldn't be able to fight it at all. So obviously, the quicker you get rid of them out of the spawn zone, the faster the farm is going to be. So, okay, so we've completely finished dropping out down into the floor of the Guardian farm. I went 2 levels below and then built it back up because there was water underneath the floor here. I've also put in this floor with the lights in the bottom, so I've got unfettered view to these compartments that I've just thrown together. Like I threw together this one first, this one over here in the corner where you can see the Guardians dying, just as a proof of concept. I believe that the Guardians are only supposed to spawn up the top here, but they are spawning down the bottom. So I'm thinking I might be able to build a farm that's a little bit better than what we normally build. Normally I build Silent Whisper's farm based on Foxy No-Tail's command block work. And as you can see, the Guardians are spawning. They spawn on this iron block here, and they push each other into here. They get pushed up. For the most part, they do that. They go directly over. Occasionally they'll stop in the middle like this guy, right? But he can't fight that current for long. You can see now, a couple of seconds, and he will drop in. There he goes. Right? Because this is only one wide, one tall, he can't jump up out of the water, so he's trapped. So as soon as he takes a break from swimming, he gets pushed off. So this was the idea number one, and I did have this 8 long, but realised they're only spawning on one block, so I've narrowed it down to one up. I've done this so the water flow, so I didn't have to put any signs or anything in, and it works incredibly well. Like this whole chest is full, and this chest is, well, a chest full and a bit. So that there has been 2 hours of AFK. That was just in the making of it. And then like I've got some more pods here. The iron block there, they spawn on that iron block, and I haven't quite worked out which block they spawn in here yet, but we'll work that out later. Then I decided I would try something different. I want to get them out of the spawn zone as quick as possible. Now I believe this is not high enough at the moment, but they spawn here. I'm missing a block in there. Do I have an iron block? I do. So they spawn on that iron block, and then they get pushed across here. Glow lichen on the bottom on the ice, so I don't need signs or anything. That's a fantastic addition to our ice sliding ideas. And then straight up, it goes up, and then it's only got a 1 block drop, because what I found was that I originally had this drop come all the way back down. The Guardians hang in the air, they don't fall all the way down. So this is everything that I got while I was building and testing this, and then this is 2 hours of AFK. Now I'm AFKing over here in this spot here, because I find that if I stand here in the middle, this one doesn't spawn. This one does, but this one doesn't. Now if I come over here into this, I AFK here, then they both spawn. So I've got to work out how far away I need to be, and if I was to build a tower here going up and have these go up really high, so it takes the Guardians out of the spawn zone like I was talking about, and have it go up really high and then flow back down into this area here and drop down. Below here goes right down. So if I take this level up to level 57, I'm standing on level 40 at the moment. It's a 35 block drop. However, as I was saying, the Guardians get caught in the air and they don't fall down. So what I'm thinking of doing until they fix that bug, and it is a bug because Silent Whisper has mentioned it in his bug rock report, I was thinking of building this up to 57 and then just having a campfire at the top with hoppers all the way down, and just having to come in on 1 block for now, and then leave the other 3 blocks empty all the way up, and then as soon as that is fixed, I can then take the campfire and the hoppers out, and they'll drop down to 1-hit kill down below. So if I just pop down here, and this actually works out to be absolutely brilliant because there's a geode right here, which is fantastic, so I'll be able to work on that while I'm AFKing. So this here, if they drop onto these, they'll be a 1-hit kill, and this will be growing at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine this out as best I can and fill it with water, because I have conduit and I'll be able to breathe water in there and get night vision, so I can even AFK in there. It wouldn't be that big a deal. But I'm not sure whether Guardians are going to spawn down there or not, so something I've got to test. I've also got to remove the walls and find something better to put in. But as you can see, this is not spawning at the moment because I'm too close. So as I move away, they're spawning now. Now sometimes this one will spawn, and as soon as they die in this one, they'll spawn in that one. And that's okay, because it's just part of the course. Depends on how many entities, I guess, can be in at any one time. This has taken a long time to get to this point. It didn't take that long to do the lava drop in to clear out the water. Once I got down to a certain level though, I think it was level 30, I was getting attacked more and more by the Guardians along this edge, and that's why I've got the farms or the pods set up on this edge here. They do spawn along that wall, and they do spawn along that wall. They don't spawn as much along that back wall, which is the west side, but they do spawn in the middle, the whole lot. It took about 11.5 hours to go from the top to the bottom, digging out every layer that turned to blocks when I poured lava in, and that is considerably less time than it would take to gather all of the sand, drop all the sand in, and then come down and torch out all the sand, collect it back up. So I probably saved about 2/3 of the time by not using sand. Just putting it out there. I just had dispensers in a grid up the top here that were triggered with a redstone button over there, and it would drop in. Now, the reason why I know the Guardians are spawning down here was because, as I said, when I got to level 30, there would be Guardians. I would kill all the Guardians and take out the floor, go up, press a button, drop the lava in, come back down, and I would always start in this corner here. And as I would go across, when I'd get to probably 5 or 6 blocks out, there'd be a whole heap of Guardians in there again. I would kill them all, do the same thing, and the next line there'd be a whole heap of Guardians in there again. And I thought, they can't just be hiding underneath the floor. And it turns out they're not. They're actually spawning down here, which, as I said, they're not supposed to. They're supposed to spawn up there on level 60. So that be that. Now, the reason why it's taken so long for this video to come out is because I had a dental emergency, and that took me away from playing the game for 3 or 4 days, and I just didn't feel like playing. I was in a world of pain, and I spent nearly 2 hours in the dentist chair trying to get the tooth out. So my jaw was incredibly sore for a couple of days, and I just wasn't in the mood to be playing games. So I took a little bit of R&R and got myself right, and here I am back now playing again. But unfortunately, this video is a long overdue even now, and we're not finished. So I'm going to call this video for now. Going to edit it, post it up, and then in the next episode we are going to build the farm completely. So my name is DK from DK Plays TV on Twitch and DK Plays on YouTube. I hope that you've had an absolutely fantastic day no matter where you are in the world. Please consider hitting the like, subscribe, the notification bell, come join me on Twitch, and leave a comment. And I stream 3 days a week on Twitch. I haven't streamed this week obviously because of the dental emergency thing, but I will be back to streaming 3 days a week as of next Tuesday, the 21st? No, not 21st. The 19th? No. The 16th. The 16th of May 2022. I will be back streaming on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And bye now.